Hi, welcome to Lynch Theory 101. Today I'm going to teach you a lesson on the harmonic analysis of the standard The Days of Wine and Roses, written by Henry Mancini. It's composed in the 1950s, has a form of A, B, A, C. It's in the key of F major. Alright, I'll give you an overview of the form that I have written out. And there's the piece. We'll start off by taking a look at the one chord. Your F major 7 is your one chord. That's your tonic. The E flat 7 right here, marked with a sub 5/7 of 6, with SDM over it, which means subdominant minor. And the dotted arrow represents a resolution down by a minor second. And that this is also known as the tritone substitution, which is a flat 5 or just substitute dominant. Your D7, as you can see right here, is called the secondary dominant. It's written as 5/7 2. Same chord again, but goes to back to the 2 chord, the 2 minor 7, which is your G minor 7. So the D7 is your secondary dominant. And secondary dominants are dominant chords when functioning resolve to a diatonic chord other than the tonic. The G7, explanatory, G minor 7 is your 2. B flat minor, that already gives you a subdominant function, but since it has a minor next to it, it becomes your subdominant minor. It's your 4 minor chord, going to your E flat 7, which is a flatted 7th with a 7th scale degree added, and it's also a subdominant minor chord. The bracket right there, that indicates a resolution up a perfect 4th. A minor 7, that's your 3 chord. D minor 7, that's your 6. G minor 7, that's your 2, and C7 is also your that's your 5 chord. That's your dominant chord. It's also known as your primary dominant. Now the 2/5, that's a special type of cadence that's used often in jazz. Now we're going to the turnaround to the E minor 7 flat 5, which is also known as E half diminished 7. Going to the A7 flat 9, which brings its new tonization, but you don't have to mark that. The A7 flat 9, that's marked as 5/7 of 6 because it's going to a 6 chord. Back again, that's a secondary dominant. Now D minor 7 to G7, that's another. It's called. It's a 2/5 grouping or pair, even though it doesn't have the Roman numerals. It still has a resolution up a perfect 4th. And the G7 deceptively resolves all the way to the C7 in the next measure. The G7 is your parallel chord to your G minor 7. The G7 right here is your secondary dominant to this. Right here is your 2 minor 7 to 5/7. That's another good cadence. The 2/5/1 is right there, going back to the F major 7. Now it just goes back to the same stuff all the way till we get to the B minor 7 flat 5. Now that's your sharp 4 half diminished 7th. Now the B flat 7, that is what you call your subdominant blues function. Well, it has a subdominant blues function. It's diatonic. It's also diatonic to melodic minor. Now here's your A minor 7 to D minor 7. Your 3 going up to your 6. Now you got your G minor 7 going back to your 5/7. Going to an F6, which is it's still marked, but an F6 is just a D minor 7 chord in its first inversion. The 6 represents the 7. The 6 represents the first inversion, and the 7 represents a chord. Then it ends back with the tag with the G minus 7 to the C7. Resolves back all the way up to here. That's your harmonic analysis. If there's any questions you don't understand, feel free to ask me.